What's good, people of YouTube? Thank you guys for joining us today for a very late show. I had this planned to be out weeks ago, but procrastination got the best of me. So it's out super, super late. Today's guest is Nate Hunt, one of my good buddies from BC. This was a pre-recorded talk from weeks ago, and I've just put it out for the end for those that want to listen to what we had to say. Basically, we were just talking about our predictions about what's going to happen in the offseason, and a lot of stuff unfolded. So as a little recent update, let's go talk about that. Of course, Devontae Adams got traded to the Raiders. Unfortunately, Adams knew that when he was asked to play under the franchise tag and declined, that he was going to go somewhere else. As a Packers fan, it sucks to see him go, but he is reunited with his former college teammate Derek Carr. So good for him, and I'm wishing him the best. Matty Ice also finds himself a new home with the Indianapolis Colts as the Falcons traded him for a third-round pick while Ryan signed a 2-year deal with his new team. I'm rooting for Matt Ryan in Indy, and I hope he can make it to the playoffs with his Colts squad. And then, of course, the news that shocked the league once again. Tyreek Hill gets traded to the Miami Dolphins for a first-round pick, a second, 2 fourths, and a 6th-rounder. Miami is definitely looking like a team to watch this season as they are getting explosive players for this offense. As for the Chiefs losing Tyreek, they were able to pick up Juju Smith-Schuster and will most likely serve as wide receiver number 1 until they sign or trade for another big-name wide receiver. Of course, they do have Mecole Hardman as well. Shifting to the NCAA men's basketball tournament, how are you guys' brackets going? Mine did very terrible. But the league that I'm in, I'm like number 1, so I'm kind of happy about that. First time ever doing the bracket. Let me know how your guys' bracket's going. The Final Four is this Saturday with Duke playing UNC and Villanova taking on the Kansas Jayhawks. I've been a Duke fan for quite some time now, and I am happy to see them back and so close to the finals. Really hoping Coach K ends his coaching career with a championship. Go Blue Devils. So yeah, lots of stuff happening in the sports world. It's been a crazy month for sure, but the craziest thing that happened recently has been outside of the sports world, also known as the slap. Comedian Chris Rock told a joke regarding Will Smith's wife's hair, as she has alopecia, and Will Smith came onto the stage and slapped Rock. Here is a short video of the incident.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Afterwards, Smith proceeded to say, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And the most awkward thing is Will Smith then won an Oscar for Best Actor, and he had a whole speech about love, even though I think it was like love conquers all, yet he smacked the shit out of Chris Rock. So a great moment tarnished by some pretty childish behavior. So, more people are going to be knowing Will Smith as the guy that slapped Chris Rock and not the guy that won an Oscar for Best Actor for his performance in King Richard. So, Will should have handled that better. Very bad look for him right now. And, at first, I thought it was staged. But looking at how everything unfolded, it's clear this was 100% real. So some of us witnessed the most crazy moment in television. All right, guys, so that's your little week update, or should I say weeks, as I missed so many of them in making today's show. Nate and I's talk is on right after, so go check it out. All right, great people of YouTube. Hope you had a great week. Today we are joined by one of my good friends from Simon Fraser University, Nate Hunt.
How's it going?
Not too shabby, buddy. How are you?
Not bad. Not bad. How's your weekend?
It's been pretty good.
Better
Unfortunately,
now that Tom Brady's back, I'm sure.
oh man, that just pisses me off. But we'll definitely be talking about that later. But
You went from having like the best week as a Broncos fan to like maybe the worst week as an anyone else fan.
yeah, I mean, come on, man, stay retired, man, stay retired. Thank you for joining us today, man. I do
Course, bro.
apologize for missing last week. The goddamn illness bug caught me, and I was just feeling super shitty for like a couple days, and it was just the worst. I think it had to do with some sort of food poisoning.
Ah, you
Um,
didn't catch the vid, bro?
I mean, my family was telling me that I probably had some symptoms of it. I didn't get tested. I was just way too lazy to do that shit. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I got
So,
sick too.
oh yeah.
I got sick too. And honestly, like I walked it off in 2 days. My parents are like super like yeah, like super pro COVID, like get the test, do a whole bunch of this stuff. Like I was really hoping that it was COVID just so I could say that I just walked it off in 2 days. Like I'm vaccinated and everything, but like that, but it still would have been a flex just say you walked off COVID in 2 days.
Yeah, that's great, man. That's good that you have a good immune system. I mean, personally, I have a decent immune system, and like I haven't. I think the last time I was sick was like last year, coming to university. So like last year September, and I haven't been sick since. So I mean, it was I was like really bad as a kid though. I was like I probably got a cold whenever it was like
Mm,
super cold or rainy or snowy or whatever. I would just have a cold from
always
like I
sick.
would miss school so much, man.
Yeah, I'd miss school too, but that wasn't that didn't have to do with illness. I just we're weak with snow on this end of the country. I don't know about the where you from, but we just call snow days. We're like, it's cold, a little cold outside. Rest of the Canada, I'm sure like hates us for it, but snow days are great. All right,
So
you got to tell me big reactions about the Russell Wilson trade. Like obviously you think the Broncos fleeced the Seahawks, right?
so okay, so I think it was definitely a fair trade. But the two pieces from that trade. So of course, uh, as most people know, the Denver Broncos um acquired Russell Wilson via trade with the Seattle Seahawks. Unfortunately, in the process, we lost some pretty great players, minus Drew Lock. Shelby Harris and Noah Fant. Shelby Harris, man, as a Bronco fan, I followed that guy's story when he started. I believe he was a practice squad guy, and they needed him uh, for special teams. So he went in special teams. I think he blocked a field goal. I think he actually has blocked three or four field goals now, and then
Wow.
he got the starting job a couple years ago. So I love Shelby Harris, and Seattle got themselves a really good interior lineman. He can play D tackle or end as well. He's definitely mobile to do that. Noah Fant, I was definitely a fan of him when he got drafted. A lot of Bronco fans were not really, you know, happy with getting a tight end that year. A lot of people believe that we should have got a quarterback, just because there were people that were already calling for Drew Lock's head. But Noah Fant turned out to be decent. I believe he had about 1,000 yards in 2 or 3 seasons, and then at least 6 or 7 touchdowns. But then again, that was with a crappy quarterback, and I kind of wonder how that would have been with with an even better quarterback. Um, but I think Denver might. There's definitely a lot of great tight ends in this draft, and hopefully Denver can draft a tight end. I don't see them drafting a tight end until uh, the second or third round.
Yeah, who takes a tight
But
end first overall unless you're Kyle Pitts?
oh yeah, Kyle Pitts. Well, Kyle Pitts is he's more of a receiver almost, isn't he?
Yeah, it's true. They don't use him a whole bunch in blocking, but technically he's a tight end.
And
He's
like
just the only tight end that I can think of that like in the last couple years that is notably a first rounder. I feel like all tight ends kind of go second and third round anyway.
yeah, because I think I think the last tight end that was a first rounder was Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, yeah. I can't think of any tight ends that have gone first round. other than those guys.
Yeah, I don't
Might
even
be,
know.
but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
We 2000s babies, so like we don't have that kind of draft knowledge, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, you just pull up some of the old timers, like no. Back like the Facebook comments, like back in 1982, you know, George Helway, like, oh wow, George Helway, he drafted to the AFL.
Yeah, I can see the thing is I can probably name a lot of the tight ends, but I just don't know when they were drafted because
Oh, facts.
being a Madden player, you kind of just learn about all these old dudes from the
Yep.
game, right?
Yeah,
And you
you
just
probably
don't
remember all of them. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like there was a guy, Jeremy Shockey, who played for the Giants. I honestly didn't even know he was a player until I saw that he was in the video game. I was like, oh, okay, Jeremy Shockey. And then I looked him up, and he was like, he played with like, in the I think the '90s or the late 2000s. I don't even know, but yeah, and apparently he was a solid tight end in those years as well. I think he won like 2 Super Bowls or something.
Wow.
So yeah, um, but yeah, Denver, I am excited for sure. Um, I wonder how it's going to be in this system. The quarterback coach for Green Bay, who is now our head coach, Nathaniel Hackett, uh, he is trying to, you know, he wants to have a bit of a better air raid offense. He wants to take a lot of chances down the field. He's been saying. So I'm kind of excited to see how it is. Will Russ cook in Denver? Let's hope. Of course, in Seattle, the problem there was Pete Carroll wanted to run the ball a lot. I don't know if that's, a little bit of a knock to them not running the ball in the Super Bowl, but I bet you he's learned from the past. And
Yeah, he's just completely married to the run at this point. Just nope, never passing the ball again. It worked. It didn't work one time. Never throwing the ball again. Off the table. Take it out the playbooks. We got DK Metcalf, waste of talent. He's a blocker now. Moving to tight end.
and Tyler Lockett as well too, man. Like I mean,
It's facts.
they have some pretty solid
Dude, they do.
weapons.
That's such a good. I'm an anti-Seahawks fan. I'm a 49ers fan just out of spite of Seahawks fans. I gotta say, I woke up very happy when I heard about the Russell Wilson trade. But yeah, I can't deny some of my favorite players like to watch. As much as I hate the fans, to watch the Seahawks were super fun. And that wide receiving core was devastating to try and play against. You're not playing man. You're not playing man. If you're not a really, really sound zone team, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just looking at the past stuff, they had what Doug Baldwin was a solid wide receiver. They had I remember Jermaine Curse, Percy Harvin. Well, Percy Harvin,
I
every
was about to
single
say
goddamn
Percy
Denver
Harvin.
Bronco remembers that motherfucker. I can't. You can't even talk about You can't even talk about that Super Bowl without mentioning Percy Harvin just absolutely destroying. I mean, if I had a chance to redo the MVP, I think Percy Harvin made the biggest impact. I really don't know why Malcolm Smith got it. I think he got like one interception on Peyton Manning that like changed the game with a pick six. But I mean,
Yeah.
I would have probably given it to Percy because
Yeah, he
that
was
dude was just
cooking.
electric. I think he was coming off an injury too, and the dude does that.
He was always coming off injuries.
Yeah, he was like a lot of people were saying Percy Harvin's like a breaks easily like a record, especially in Minnesota. He was just, yeah, he couldn't stay healthy, and that's why Seattle was able to pick him up. I'm hoping that somehow the Steelers get themselves Pittsburgh boy, Kenny Pickett. I think it would be pretty awesome to see him on there.
You don't think that oh man, who is the guy that I had picked to go to the Steelers?
Malik Willis.
I think so. Yeah, I think it might be Malik Willis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, I think it's yeah. It said I don't know if it was Schefter or if it was Rappaport. But they said that Pittsburgh is highly
interested, right?
Yeah, definitely. If they can't land Jameis or Bridgewater. Those are the other two potential quarterbacks as well too that could go to
Bro,
Pittsburgh.
Jameis Pittsburgh would be crazy
Yeah, I'm
because you don't
definitely
need.
on the Jameis train. I think he definitely just needs a solid team because
Oh,
yes,
for real,
he
yeah.
did have some inconsistency with the Saints, but I think if Jameis was healthy, the Saints would have gone would have at least made the playoffs this year. I mean last season.
Yeah, it's hard to say. They were definitely better the year before, but they uh they didn't score. Yeah, it wasn't as much fun to watch. I think teams had kind of figured out how to play them, which is a big problem if you were a team that is in a quote unquote like building phase. Like if you haven't quite figured it out, you find a way to win in the meantime, and then you think you can just build off of that way to win. And you find out teams have actually found a way to diffuse what you do, which is I think another reason why we've seen a kind of decrease in productivity from Lamar Jackson. Not that he's bad or he's um, not a great player or anything, but I think people have kind of figured out how to sort of play him. And as long as you can win the offensive game, you can score quicker than he can. There's a limited amount of time on the clock, so they aren't a very high scoring offense. If you can hold them to a punt or field goals, you score touchdowns. Obviously, that's how the game of football works, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like Michael Jordan always talked about he never lost a game, he just ran out of time.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, you see a lot of games where the Baltimore Ravens are running out of time. That happens with anyone who plays Madden and runs the ball a lot.
Yeah, facts.
You just end up running out of time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Malik Willis makes sense. Honestly, you watched a lot of film on the guy.
sorry, say that again. Sorry, you cut out there for a sec.
You watch a lot of the film on Malik Willis.
Yeah, I've watched Malik Willis. I was actually watching him at a bar, and it
Oh,
was wing
really?
it was wing night down over at the this near the school pub. So I went over there,
Nice.
and yeah, I was watching some Malik Willis while eating some chicken wings. Yeah, Malik Willis is definitely they have Pickett at number one for quarterbacks, but they also have Malik Willis as
Yeah.
well too. Just because Malik Willis is more explosive, I guess, and more athletic than Pickett. Like I've seen. I mean, Pickett can run for sure, but there's a lot of people that are switching right now, and they're all jumping on the Malik train, especially watching him in the combine. Um, some people
Yeah, and
said
he's
that he
fun to talk
out
about.
threw Pickett, so uh,
Oh, easy,
yeah,
easy, easy, easy out through Pickett. But like, that's not Pickett's game. I was phenomenally impressed watching the film with Malik Willis's deep ball accuracy. I haven't seen something like this since Lamar Jackson in college. Like somebody with the ability to run this well and already has mastered the deep ball accuracy, getting the ball tip up to tip down and leading the receivers. It's like he has a great awareness of space throwing the deep ball. Like he's making throws in tight windows. And I was very impressed with that deep ball accuracy. I see why teams are on him, but the way like it's hard to answer who the number one pick is going to be because if you're picking who's the best quarterback overall, it's kind of hard because it really depends on what you're looking for to determine who the best quarterback in this draft is. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
if the first overall picks tend to be teams that need a quarterback to like play immediately because they haven't been able to pick one up or like they're looking to develop somebody.
Yeah,
I wouldn't pick Malik Willis to run my offense day one.
why is that?
It wouldn't be him. Now we might get a little bit I don't know if this is a really controversial opinion, but what I saw is a really, really athletic quarterback with what I like to call or what I've heard called an aptitude for spectacular. I personally love that phrase and it fits him perfectly. He has an aptitude for the spectacular when it comes to playmaking. It's super fun to watch the film on the guy, but the concepts they ran at Liberty weren't super complicated. Like if he has man on if he has a one-on-one matchup on a deep route, he's probably going there. They ran a lot of stick concepts, and for anyone who doesn't know, that's an out and a go, an out on by the slot receiver and a go by the wide receiver. They ran a lot of stick concepts, and that's like basic high school football stuff. And it worked for Malik Willis because he had athletes on his team, and he could make plays. He's great outside the pocket. He's got good mobility inside the pocket too, but he doesn't stay there for long. And I saw a lot of times where he would leave a clean pocket just because his first read didn't work out. It worked out for him. He made a lot of great plays. He's got a lot of highlight tapes where this works out for him, but it's a bit of a crude way to describe it, but it's undisciplined. The just abandoning your second read. I saw a lot of instances where this is like a cardinal sin for quarterbacks, where he was looking at the rush coming at him through the pocket instead of having his eyes downfield, which tells me that he's extending the play looking to run, not looking to throw. So as he's running around scrambling like Johnny Manziel, right?
Oh yeah. That was the first thing that came to mind when you were talking about that, Johnny Manziel.
He's looking at the rush and he's looking to run, not to pass. And I think this draft class is a little bit special because I don't think anyone's a bust, but everyone needs development. There is no plug and chuck like ready quarterback in this draft.
I mean,
everyone needs development.
Yeah, I agree there. I'm just going off of what the reports are saying. They're just saying that the reason why Pickett's number one is I think he's the most NFL ready just because of his age, I guess. Because he apparently
that makes a lot of sense.
Oldest because he's 24, right? So,
yep.
But actually,
he's got a wife. She's got a career. Like, it makes a lot of sense. Kenny Pickett is I don't know, man. It's hard to say. He's got kind of the same habit that Malik Willis has. He's late to throws. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. He's a great understanding of football. Kenny Pickett played with unbelievable athletes. Like if you watch the tape, his receivers are dogs. Like I think it really allowed him to highlight his skills as a passer. But I think it allowed him to get away with some flaws as well. Unlike Malik Willis, you saw Kenny Pickett like go from read 1 to read 2 to read 3, sometimes 1 or 2 instances of read 4, which is really great. Really great. I don't 100% know if it was designed. He threw a running back wheel, I believe, down the right sideline. On both of these plays, which make me think like, bro, are you just faking going through some reads so you can throw it to the guy you know is going to be open? Or are you actually, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, people are calling it, people are saying like, talking about his hand size and how like he sucks for playing with gloves or something like that. He's got like actually, 8 quarter-inch hands.
Yeah, I was going to ask you because I personally just didn't understand it as much, and since you did play the quarterback position, I mean, what's the problem with the hand size anyway? Like, what is that? Why is everyone making such a big deal about it?
It allows you to grip the ball in the cold, and I got to be honest, it makes a huge difference when it comes to putting force behind. Like, it changes your throwing motion drastically if you have to grab the ball from farther back. Because obviously the biggest part of the ball is in the middle and the smallest part of the ball is on the end. He might wear gloves so he can grip the end a little bit more and put a little bit more spin on it. But people are saying, oh, he's a turnover machine with 26 fumbles and 32 picks. Like his small hands, he's got 8 1/4 inch hands. Like guys, that's like a size medium glove, which like get Nike ships over like a 24 um size medium gloves to players on teams everywhere in the like the Big Ten, like the big college conferences. They ship oversized medium gloves to those guys anyway. So there's a lot of NFL players with size medium gloves. So 8.25 inch hands, yeah, he's the smallest inch hands, but like he's not a turnover machine because Jalen Hurts fumbled more than this guy did. And if we recall, Jalen Hurts sat out for 2 full years. Kenny Pickett played 4.
Yeah.
26 fumbles and 32 picks. Jalen Hurts fumbled more than he did. In a couple of, and like we weren't calling Jalen Hurts a fumble machine, right? He was a scoring machine. He was an absolute offensive assassin.
I think that also helps because he's from Alabama too, and almost everyone talked greatly about those Bama quarterbacks. I
Yeah,
mean,
I know. He fumbled more than Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett is not a turnover machine, but yeah, man, I think he needs some coaching. He's not polished. And I don't know. I don't think the hand size matters that much. Joe Burrow kind of like ruined that argument. Like this man went to the Super Bowl. Like F your hand size argument. If you can sling it, you can sling it. That's about all you need.
Joe Shiesty.
Yeah, Drew Brees couldn't throw it more than 20 yards in his last 4 years of his career. Like if you can sling it, you can sling it. You can make it work. It isn't a detriment. People are just fishing for problems.
Yeah, they're speaking of the Saints there. I mean, Pickett's apparently a lot of people are saying that the Saints are actually going to with what's been going on in the in recent days. A lot
They
of
hired a
people are
coach, right?
actually have the pardon.
They hired a coach, right?
Uh
Was it the old no, New York took the Buffalo people.
I actually don't know who their OC or quarterback coach is, but
Yeah, we
all
can
I
look it
know
up.
is I think is it not Dennis Allen who's the head coach right
I'll
now?
look it
He's
up real quick.
I think he got yeah, I believe it was they were talking to Dennis Allen who was the DC and who he was the coach for when I think Peyton I don't know
Yeah,
if
Dennis Allen.
Peyton got COVID or he got suspended for something. I forgot what it was. Yeah, Dennis Allen. He
When he got
apparently
suspended for putting bounties on other players.
oh geez. Speaking of that, you
I've seen the
you
movie.
watched
It's
the movie?
hilarious. I loved it. It was exactly what it needed to be.
It was a good movie. It just makes me laugh that they just had Kevin James portray him. Like I don't know, just to me, just because I love Kevin James, it was just funny to see that.
Yeah, to see some guy like it's serious like Sean Payton be portrayed by an absolute comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's Dennis Allen. He was the head coach of the Oakland Raiders from 2012 to 2014, and he worked for the Saints. He's been with the New Orleans Saints for like a total of 12 seasons or something like that.
Okay, so he's had a lot of experience with Peyton, and so hopefully maybe some stuff rubbed off there. I mean, obviously they probably do have because if Dennis Allen was more of a D, I think he's more of a D coordinator, right? So he'll be calling a lot of the
Yeah, that's
defense.
what I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah, which man, that's tough, bro. You have a head coach. You're a rookie quarterback who needs development and time and care put into you, and you get drafted to a team with a defensive minded coach. It's worked before, but it hasn't worked every time.
no, I think what it almost seems. I think I saw a graphic a couple weeks ago when it turned into in terms of coaches. It isn't it almost every single defensive head coach doesn't they don't really last for that long. They last for like 2 or 3
Nah,
years and they're gone after
yeah,
that.
yeah. I'm not 100% sure why that is, but I think it's because you need a relationship with your coach on the field, your quarterback. You need to be able to spend the most time with them and stuff like that. Um, you can hand over the defense, I guess, easier than you can hand over the offense to somebody. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think Kenny Pickett to the Saints makes sense, assuming like the Sean Payton offense is going to remain somewhat intact. I'm thinking that or the Panthers.
So I honestly thought that, yeah, I thought the Panthers. So what I've been hearing is the Panthers were also high on Malik Willis as well too, or Pickett if they could get him. But of course, now that we found out on Friday that Deshaun Watson is a free man and is no longer, he's not even going to be charged for any criminal charges or anything like that.
Yeah,
The Panthers, I believe the Panthers and the Saints are the top runners right now that are planning to trade for him. So I wouldn't mind seeing him in Carolina. I don't know why, but it just seems like he'd look good in
yeah,
Carolina just
the
because of the
Carolina uniform.
yeah. Uh, because I don't even know who their quarter. They've got what Darnold, and I don't even know if Cam Newton's on that team anymore. I really
Yeah, I don't know
haven't
if he's
paid
I don't know if
attention
he's
to the
there either.
Panthers.
It's been months since we've heard anything from the Carolina Panthers.
But I mean, yeah, didn't I remember Darnold was having a pretty good season for the first 4 or 5 weeks, right? Uh, but I think that had to do with also didn't they have like that OC Joe Brady or something like that, but I think he's gone now. So I'm not too sure
Yeah.
how Deshaun Watson will be there, but it'll be better than the Texans, I'll tell you that.
Oh, for sure. A lot of places are better than the Texans right now. I thought there was a chance that we were going to see Deshaun Watson on the Vikings because the Vikings were open to the trade with the Russell Wilson, Drew Lock type of thing. I thought that the Vikings were going to be in need of a quarterback, but no, they didn't win that trade. And as of 3 hours before recording this, the Kirk Cousins agreed to a $35 million 1 year extension.
Yeah,
Bro, we
so
talked about fleecing. He is fleecing the Vikings with this 35 million.
yeah, absolutely.
That's like
So
Patrick Mahomes money.
yep. Uh, I forgot. I honestly forgot the name of the coach of the Vikings, but I did hear, like a month ago or so, when he got hired,
Kevin O'Connell.
that yeah, McConnell, yeah, that they were planning to build, uh, they were planning to build around Kirk Cousins. So I think he was definitely committed. Of course, a lot of the talks were that Cousins was going to get replaced, mainly because of what Mike Zimmer had said once he got fired, saying that he did not get along with Kirk Cousins. But for
How could you not get along with Kirk Cousins? Have you seen that guy smile? Looks like such a happy guy.
you like that?
You like that?
Nope, I don't think Mike Zimmer liked that.
No, I
So
don't think.
no. But yeah, they said that they were going to build him around him. So I definitely knew that Kirk Cousins was going to stay. I didn't know that they were going to extend him for another year, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Minnesota, I don't really know where Minnesota. Minnesota's a weird team, man. Sometimes they make the playoffs, sometimes they don't. Um, I don't know. They obviously they're. I actually had them at number one in that division if Rodgers left, obviously. But now
Yeah.
that's not. I don't think that's the case. Now I think they're
No.
either two or three. Because
Yeah,
I don't know.
definitely right.
Some people are gonna shit on me, but I think Chicago has the potential. I mean, from what I saw
No,
from
you
Justin
see,
Fields,
yeah, I think people are gonna shit on you, but I think you're right. Like Chicago is like they shouldn't be as bad as they are. If you look at them on paper, it's just like Cleveland. Like they should not be as bad as they are.
yeah, and
Detroit too.
oh yeah, they were like the first game was against your 49ers, I think, right? And they almost Detroit almost beat San Francisco for first
No, I
week.
think I think the first wasn't the first game. No, who'd the Packers get destroyed by? Just
The
zero
Saints.
points. Oh, that was the Saints. Okay, I thought that was Detroit. Oh man, yeah, that was just an unfortunate tear for the Lions. They lost to three game-winning field goals 3 weeks in a row, I think.
Yes, yeah, yeah. I remember.
Absolutely heartbreaking.
One of them was I know that the one of them was definitely the Baltimore Ravens when
Yeah, the
Justin
Justin
Tucker.
Tucker longest field goal of all time.
I didn't even like. I thought they were just gonna do a Hail Mary, but then once I saw them setting up, I was like, "There's no way Tucker's
Yeah,
gonna." And I
there's
was like,
yeah.
"Holy shit, man!"
Yeah, no, for like exactly. Like I'm like, oh shoot, they're sitting on like the center of the field. Like there's no way they're gonna kick this thing. This game's over. What are you gonna do? Lamar Jackson's gonna have to scramble around. Boom, Justin Tucker's on the field. Like what?
Greatest kicker of all time. I'm sorry, Adam
Cemented.
Vinatieri, but Justin Tucker has to be the greatest kicker of all time.
You ever actually really look at Kirk Cousins in a football helmet? He looks like he's playing. He's Ryan Gosling with like facial reconstruction on his or face prosthetics on his face to make him look like somebody else, kind of.
Yeah,
He looks like
I
he
can see
looks
that.
like
I can
Ryan
see that.
Gosling. Ryan Gosling starring it as a quarterback in a football movie with a
Low
helmet.
key, yeah, yeah. Jared Goff honestly looks more like Gosling.
Oh yeah. Facts. Sucks he's not in LA anymore. Probably doesn't get confused with him anymore.
Yeah, I remember so many people making memes about that Goff and Gosling look the same. I remember just looking at stuff on NFL memes. Uh, I wonder how it's gonna be for because a lot of people are saying that Detroit isn't gonna go in for a quarterback with their second round with the second pick in the the first round. A lot of them see either protection for Goff or some help defensively. And a lot of people are saying that Aiden Hutchinson or Kayvon Thibodeau could also be possible candidates to help out Detroit there. Um, I guess that's the confidence with Jared Goff because I forgot his name. Crap. Do you remember the name for the coach of the Lions? I honestly have forgotten.
Oh, the guy with the beard, right?
Yeah, the guy that on the Pat
He looks like
McAfee show, he was
he
gonna.
looks like Mike O'Shea of in the CFL. Dan
Yeah,
Campbell.
Dan Campbell. That's it. Yeah, Campbell. I think Campbell really trusts Jared Goff still, and I think he wants to give him one more season. So
I
I
would.
I don't think they draft a quarterback, and if they do, remember they do have another first round pick at 32. Of course, trading with the Rams. Fuck them picks. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, some people, I'm looking at Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft, and I usually listen to either Jeremiah or Bucky Brooks. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, a lot of people are saying that Detroit drafts a quarterback at 32, which
Mm.
it doesn't sound bad. I mean, get yourself some help defensively with that second overall pick, and then I guess draft for the future.
I don't know. The older I get, the more I'm in favor of picking quarterbacks out of free agency. Because you know what you're gonna get. Like I'm a fan of this Belichick mentality almost. Like take a guy you know what to expect from, as opposed to trying to discover something all on your own. It's a copycat league. Why not, take these players? I'm not like my stance is I'm not taking any of these quarterbacks to just plug and chuck into my system. There's not enough time. Not that like Detroit needs to like win a Super Bowl immediately, but like there's nothing promising at your end of the draft that is necessarily better than Jared Goff. And if you can build a team around the guy, he's already proved that he's good enough to get carried to a Super Bowl. You might as well try to just carry the guy to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? So like, yeah, use your draft picks to like get some help. Their receiving core is all right. A little underrated, but yeah, maybe need some size. Try to get one of them bigger receivers. And yeah, boy, man, that defense. Um, Pass rusher. There's a lot of great pass rushers in this draft. If you pick up what other picks do you have it listed in front of you? I got my notes right away.
So Detroit only has they have pick number 2 and pick 32.
Oh, so wow, they got because the Rams won the Super Bowl. Yeah, okay. Hmm. Yeah, Jaguars are getting defensive help probably. Detroit might want defensive help. Holy, yeah. Who's Houston drafting? Like, where do you even start with that team?
So that's actually another question I have there too is I wonder if the Texans will draft a quarterback because I was looking that quarterback they had. I actually talked about it
Big
2 weeks
long
ago.
neck guy.
Yeah, Davis Mills from Stanford. He had okay, so his rookie season was the same as two. I think the same as Tua Tagovailoa's. So I mean,
Yeah,
that's actually kind of interesting to see. I wonder how Davis Mills will actually play because there were some moments I remember watching who the Texans the Texans played the Panthers I think and it was a Thursday night game and he was doing pretty good. I mean that was an undefeated Panthers team
yeah.
and some random dude by the name of Davis Mills comes in. I think that was actually his first start too, and I mean he did end up go. I think he threw like one touchdown and 2 interceptions. One of them
But
wasn't his fault,
still,
but yeah, he did pretty good, and it was a close game. That's the thing. Everyone was
yeah,
saying, "Nah, Texans are getting it blown out." I mean, it's a no name quarterback going
yeah,
up against an undefeated Carolina Panthers team. So
yeah.
yeah, so we'll see what happens there. But Jeremiah at the moment has them drafting a safety. In
Really,
Yes,
a
there's a
DB.
safety from Notre Dame. Sorry, I'm just fixing this up right now. Kyle Hamilton. He's basically another Cam Chancellor type. He's six
Yeah,
foot
yeah, yeah.
four, like 230 or something. Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame. I personally like. I have a sense of a mock draft. I don't have Houston picking a safety. I actually do have them getting either an offensive weapon in Drake London from USC, um, or some help on the offensive line. I'm not sure if Neal will fall to the third pick, but who knows? Yeah,
There's a
I
lot of great receivers to pick from in this draft.
oh yeah for sure. There's actually one that catches my attention a lot, and it's mainly because my buddy Luke, he's a big Miami guy. He's been
Hmm.
watching a lot of stuff. Have you heard about Jahan Dotson,
Dotson, is he um oh man, where do you play?
Penn State?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Dude, he's fast.
Yeah, he could be like a Tyreek Hill type guy. So
Yeah. I'm thinking I don't know if he's gonna float far enough down, but the Baltimore Ravens desperately need somebody to take the top off on defenses because they got a running game established the last couple years. They have a brilliant tight end, best in the league, arguably. And now, if you can get somebody to stretch the defense linearly, you have a lethal offense. You got a quarterback like it's just Mahomes. It's the setup Mahomes has. It's just, except imagine if Mahomes ran a 4-3.
yeah, that had been crazy. And the funny thing is, they don't even have like a set running back too, so they could even be even
Yeah,
more dangerous. I mean,
interchangeable for real. Yeah, dude. Actually, in this um day and age with the NFL, like going extra weeks here, I think we're gonna start seeing a lot more, or sorry, a lot less of just premier running backs, just single premier running backs, like a Derrick Henry situation. Like no one else gets to touch the ball as a running back in that offense. And it's a long season, bro. So you might as well use running backs interchangeably, like the 2014 Carolina Panthers, or like a lot of other teams have done in the past. I think the days of the premier back are pretty much over. They just can't stay healthy.
yeah, absolutely. The running backs have what about? I've been looking. Don't they have about four about 4 or 5 years, right?
Not
Because
even.
yeah, I mean, look at Todd Gurley. I thought Todd Gurley was
Facts.
going to be like,
That's
uh,
arthritis though. That's
yeah, true.
um yeah, but no, it's starting to become just cheaper to draft running backs as opposed to paying ones. Because you're gonna sign him to what, like a 4 year deal, and like the odds that he's already played his rookie contract. If he's a first rounder, he probably got signed to 1, 2, 3 years. He plays out his rookie contract, gets another contract. The odds that he's gonna be just as valuable the day he signs it as by the year he finishes it. It's less than 50%.
Yeah, and honestly, in terms of like the running back staying healthy, I think if everyone had an offensive line like the Dallas Cowboys,
Oh my
you would
goodness.
have you definitely have those running backs having a longer life there on their teams. I mean,
It
just look at Saquon, right? Saquon. I mean, they had
Yeah, man.
they had one or two good linemen. I think they had uh, Nate Solder, former New England Patriot, and Kevin Zeitler, solid right guard. Um, those are the only notable offensive linemen I really watched in New York, just because I really liked watching Saquon.
Yeah.
And I looked at the linemen that were blocking for him, and some of the right side was doing pretty solid, left side not so much. But just imagine put him on the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think the holes will be there. I don't think he gets hurt as much.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, look at DeMarco Murray. Throw back to
Who?
that season where
Who?
he was like
No,
the yeah, fact, exactly.
I don't
Bro,
even
like
remember him as an Eagle, but
league's leading rusher. And then all of a sudden he gets traded and boom, he's gone. They draft Ezekiel Elliott. They don't need you no more, bro. And then boom, out of thin air, he's gone. Ezekiel Elliott been in the league, what, 5 years now?
um, 5, 6 years. Yeah, yeah,
Drafted 2017, right?
yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually don't know too much about the Cowboys,
Yeah.
mainly because my dad's a Steelers fan. We hate the Cowboys. Yeah, speaking of the Cowboys, I almost forgot about that. On Saturday, the Dallas Cowboys traded wide receiver Amari Cooper to the
Yeah.
Cleveland Browns for a fifth-round pick and a swap of six-round picks. So, knowing how Baker Mayfield played with a talent like OBJ, will this be the same situation, or do you think Cooper actually helps out the struggling Mayfield?
I really hope so. I think a lot of people are not huge Baker Mayfield fans right now. I think anyone who's been paying attention to that organization is kind of fed up with mediocrity. I mean, you got to be kind of grateful you aren't bottom feeders anymore. Like, but how quick the mighty have fallen. Um, from being a fan favorite, for the first little while, all of a sudden, boom, you have a mediocre season. You don't meet expectations. Everyone's on you. There's no like, oh, well, hey, throwback to when we didn't win a game in a season. Like, thank goodness that's not what we're doing. He's playing with an injured shoulder. He's obviously not at his best. You watch him throw that football. There's not a whole bunch of inertia behind it. Um, both shoulders. He hurt both shoulders at
Yeah,
separate points.
I give him a lot of respect for that. I mean,
Oh, 100%.
I'm like up and down with Baker Mayfield, but when I heard that he was playing through so many of those injuries, I was like, you get my respect, man.
Yeah, of
Even
course.
though I didn't really, just because I didn't really like Baker Mayfield's attitude coming into college, he just seemed really cocky and stuff. But then
Well,
of
we were
course,
all we were all fresh off of Johnny Manziel. He was too similar. We all thought it was gonna happen again.
yeah, because there was also like there was like some video that was surfacing of him running away from like police or something like that. So that's why everyone had he's
Yeah.
gonna be another bust. And yeah, I'm glad that he proved them wrong because I remember when he did get drafted and they were close. Well, no, they didn't make the playoffs, but Baker Mayfield almost let it come back against that Baltimore team that ended up
Yeah.
making the playoffs there. I remember that because so many Steeler fans
Yeah,
were
he
pissed
seriously
off from
did.
that game. Like, goddamn. Just imagine your season is in the hands of the Cleveland Browns rookie quarterback. I mean, that would have
Yeah.
been, yeah, he would have. I'll tell you what, Pittsburgh would have had a soft spot for Mayfield there.
Oh yeah, who's it was the Pittsburgh Steelers were looking to go to the playoffs, and as long as the San Diego Chargers and Raiders didn't tie the game, they would have gone, and then the San Diego Chargers threw it away and called a timeout.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what happened? Okay, that's a what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Baker Mayfield injured his non-throwing shoulder, and it somehow affected his throwing shoulder. I feel like it's just from like a strategy perspective. Like I was talking about, like with Baltimore, you need a receiver who can stretch the top off of defenses. Like that's why OBJ was so valuable to the Rams, because they had somebody just like Jarvis Landry in Cooper Kupp for Matthew Stafford or Baker Mayfield to throw the ball to. If you want to hit your guys underneath, you can't have the defense sucking up to take out your first level reads or first level routes, something that you can hit consistently and quickly, like a drag, an out, a slant. Slants are Jarvis Landry's game. He's great at those, especially in the red zone. He was like the #1 red zone receiver in the prime of the Browns over the last decade. And then Michael Thomas exploded onto the scene, and he became Slant Boy.
Yep, slant boy.
Slant Boy. Yeah, I think Amari Cooper should really help the offense, and he's not he's not obviously not in his prime, but he ain't missed a step though. Like he's still better than almost anybody you can get. His ability to track the deep ball, his route running, his speed is still solid. He's still faster than 3/4 of anyone who can play defense.
Didn't he get? I think he got injured this. Like,
Yep.
didn't he get injured this season? And he was still doing pretty good. I remember because
Yeah.
uh, there was that game where Mayfield was out and Case Keenum was in against the Denver Broncos. It was it was a Thursday night football. I remember that. I remember watching it, and I think Jarvis Landry caught I think he caught a touchdown, and like I don't know. I just know that I just heard Jarvis Landry's name a lot. So yeah, he's definitely still solid. Well, I mean, we do have one more thing, but before we talk about that, I know, guys. We said that this is just a sports show, but I have to ask you this question because it's been
Okay.
bothering me for a
All
while
right.
now.
I got
Because
it.
there's this little trend. I don't know who did it, but I heard it from watching a Jimmy Fallon thing. Of course,
Back full circle to the Tonight Show.
There's a Stranger Things star, Noah Schnapp. If you guys know who that is, I'm a big Stranger Things fan. Shout out Stranger Things. Um, there's this debate that he brought up. Hashtag. I'm not sure if you know about this. Hashtag
Wheels,
Team
wheels,
Wheels or
wheels,
hashtag Team
wheels,
versus
wheels,
Wheels. Yes,
wheels,
yes,
wheels.
yes.
Easy. It's not even close. It's not even close. Like you got I haven't been a part of this debate at all, but I saw his debate or him starting this debate. There is easily more wheels than there are doors. I mean, what do you define as a door exactly? What do you define as a wheel? Because if you're using the term loosely, there are wheels on doors. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
And yeah, okay, cool. There's wheels on doors, but there's also doors on wheels with cars, and there's 4 of them, one for each wheel. Yeah, see, here's the thing. You ever heard of 18 wheelers?
Yep.
Sucks, buddy. Like, there's definitely not more doors than there are wheels. There's no chance. Are gears? Do gears count as wheels?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've heard
Because
people
there's
say,
definitely more gears in a car than there are doors. But then, do the fluid chambers count as doors? Like, what exactly is a door? It gets ridiculous, but it's 100% wheels.
all right, well, at least you're on hashtag Team Wheels.
Easy.
Let us know in the
It's
comment
not even
section what
close.
you guys are down here. are you guys hashtag Team Wheels or hashtag Team Doors? We better see that stuff in the
The
comment section.
Astronomical Show with Bobby Joe is officially Team Wheels.
Even though this is a sports show, we still have fun here. We still have fun here. So
I will personally jump on a Zoom call with anyone who wants to talk about Team Doors and completely dismantle your argument. It's not even close, man. Team Wheels. Just look around you. Open your eyes, sheeple. Yeah.
I'm actually going to not. This is actually kind of funny. I'm actually going to go survey some of the my dorm mates now and see if they believe in hashtag Team Wheels or hashtag Team Doors.
It's Team Wheels. It's not even close. It's not even close. How can you even you can't fathomably come up with an argument for Team Doors. All right. So what was the last thing?
All right. So you see Tommy Holland in Uncharted? No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Yeah, sports, right?
No,
yeah.
I'm doing whatever I can to not talk about him. But God damn it, Tom Brady is back in the NFL after retiring for 1 month.
1 month. He's like, hey, golf sucks.
No, he got tired of kissing his children on the lips for a month. And he was like, fuck it, exactly. I'm going to go back to football.
Yeah, I need something to do. His kids were getting sick of him. Like, his wife's like, hey, you need to get a job, all right? You're hanging around this house too much. Your Mormonism is bringing down my chic vibes. He went out to go talk to Ronaldo, and he's like, why does everyone's always saying I'm the greatest football player? But here I am, and everyone says I'm standing with the world's greatest football player. I have stuff left to accomplish because they're saying he's the greatest. Time to dominate him at all costs. How many Super Bowls has Cristiano Ronaldo won? He's like, I'm coming back.
Facts. No, I actually saw a tweet, and it was actually, LeBron James actually got Tom Brady to unretire because he saw his 54-point game, and he was like, yeah, I got 54 points, and I'm old. We're both old. We're considered the greatest of all time. Why don't you why don't we just keep on going? So that's how Brady unretired, and that was via at Ballsack Sports. So
Ballsack Sports.
Yeah,
the most reliable of sports sources.
Bro, Ballsack Sports is better than at Adam Schefter.
Yeah, just because Adam published something a little too early.
Hey, thank you so much for joining the show today. Really appreciate it. I think we spoke for, I don't even know how long we spoke for, but it looks like
an hour, right?
Almost, an hour. Thank you so much for going on the show, dude. Appreciate it, and hopefully